Ready? Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I were a fish and you caught me, you'd say, look at that fish, shimmering in the sun. Such a rare one, can't believe that you caught one. If I were a fish and you caught me, you'd say, look at that fish, heaviest in the sea. You'd win first prize if you caught me. Why is everybody on the internet so mean? Why is everybody so afraid of what they've never seen? If I was scrolling through and I saw me flopping around and singing my song, I'd say, damn, they're cute and sing along. If I were a rock, you would pick me up and say, that's a nice rock, skippiest on the lake. Plop, 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 I'm the perfect shape. And if I were a sock, you would put me on and say, that's a nice sock, happiest as a pair. I found you, now I'm not scared. Why is everybody on the internet so mean? Why is everybody so afraid of what they've never seen? If I was strolling through and I saw me flopping around and singing my song, I'd say, damn, they're cute and sing along. How lucky are we? Of all the fish in the sea, you get to be you, and I get to be me. Just let 'em be me. We're as free as can be, to be the youest of you, and the meest of me. If I were a fish, if I were a fish, if I were a fish, if I were a fish,
Welcome on back, y'all. So, there's the snom. We found the snom, everyone. It was right here. Alrighty. So, welcome back to another day of Game Dev Stuffs. I'm still learning what on earth I'm doing. You've been caught up with Game Dev Stuffs. So, we have one thing on my immediate to-do list, and I just kind of update this to-do list as I think of stuffs to add to it. But we have one thing done. I think we have, if the tile is taken up, make the spawn skip it. But in order to test it, we need to be able to move the creatures on the board. So that's what we're starting with. We're gonna have to pick up creatures and move them. For basic stuffs, here's what we have. You have one, you spawn one, you get one every second. And it costs 1 to spawn one, and you just get 1 every second. Like, each one generates 1 a second. There you go. Now, what we were trying to do... Yep, you have no space, so we can't spawn more. Okay. What we were trying to do is we were trying to detect if I am hovering over a cell. So you may notice it says down here in the corner, clicked. Whenever I move my mouse in it. If I just hold it there, it doesn't do anything. If I move it around, notice the number over here is getting bigger. Only on the first one, because that's the one we're testing. That's right. That's right. We're only testing on the first one. And it's not looking super pleasant. It looks like it might turn into a bit of a fucking mess to make this work. Because what I want is I want it to be able to click and pick up a thing. So let's go into here. And from what I kind of vaguely understand, we need it to be able to tell that I'm clicking. Right now, it's just if we're hovering over it, it'll just say click. That's it. But we need to define what a click is. So I'm just gonna have to start looking up some shit. How to click and drag items in Godot 4.0. Nope, this one is a guy asking how to. Found a tutorial that someone made. Yo, we're gonna watch a quick video. This is by Diecode.
Find in an inventory system.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
system
yeah.
will allow objects
Speed
to
up.
snap into designated areas when dragged and return to their original position if brought outside. And you know the best part? You can customize it in any way you like. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. First,
Sweet,
create an
that's
empty scene,
exactly what
add
we're
a static
looking
body 2D as a root node, along with collision shape 2D and a color rect as a children. Then set the color rect size to
Color rect.
128 by 128 and its position to -64 in X and Y. These components create the designated spot for our object to snap into. And we are using static body 2D for this demo. You can choose other body type as well, like rigid body or character body, but it is important to use any physics body. Otherwise, the draggable object will not be able to detect it. Also, make sure to assign the droppable group to the scene.
What is this shape? What is this shape? What is that thing? What is this thing? I don't recognize this thing. What's that shape? It's called platform? Well, his is called platform. Let's just do a quick search, see if that's a thing. Nope. I don't recognize that shape at all. It's a square with dots in the corner. But like a thinner square than this. Did he say what that is? Am I already lost?
A static body 2D as a root node, along
Static Body 2D. What version is Godot? Is this? Because that looks very different. God. I love how it's like snowing outside, but it's actually so warm in my office. I shouldn't have worn a long sleeve. I'm real quick, we're back. Alright, back. Yeah, I wish it stopped snowing. It's spring. It shouldn't be snowing.
with collision shape 2D and a color rect as a children.
Alright, yeah, so that was a... Fuck. What was that again?
Empty scene, add a static body 2D as
Static
a root.
Body 2D. Oh yeah, there it is. That's kind of odd to use a static body from my vague and very spotty understanding of Godot.
Node, along with collision shape 2D and a color rect as a children. Then set the color rect size to 128 by 128 and its position to -64 in X and Y. These components create the designated spot for our object to snap into. And we are
Okay, so that's
using
the shape
static
they
body 2D for this
snap
demo.
into.
You can choose other body type as well, like rigid body or character body, but it is important to use any physics body. Otherwise, the draggable object will not be able to detect it.
Oh.
Also, make sure to assign the droppable group to this scene. Now,
So I don't have a physics body. Mine is... I don't think mine's a physics body. Mine's an area. Huh.
we only want this to be visible when we start dragging, and to control that, we will use a global script, also known as autoload, to track whether we are currently dragging something or not. So in this script, we will define an isDragging variable to track the drag state. Now let's create a script for our droppable area. In the ready function, we set a visual effect, making the area semi-transparent when an object is not inside it, and the process function ensures the area is only visible when we are dragging something. So moving on, we will now create an object that we can drag. We will use node 2D as a root, which contains a sprite, an area 2D, and a collision shape.
Okay,
The area
okay.
2D will help us to detect when the mouse interacts with the object and when we entered any droppable area. So that's why we will attach both mouse entered and body entered signal to our script. In our draggable object script, we will handle everything related to moving and interacting with our objects. We'll start by defining several variables. First one is draggable, to keep track of whether the object can be dragged. This ensures we don't move it when the player is dragging somewhere else. Then we have isInside droppable, which will help us to know if the object is currently inside the droppable area. This body reference variable is to hold a reference of the droppable area when the object enters it. Now first thing first,
See-
as soon as our mouse enters inside our
I'm understanding this, and it's not looking good for me. So from what I understand, because I made this an area 2D, it might not be able to work. Hmm. 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 Huh. If I was a fish, you caught me, you'd say, look at this fish. Okay, so this is just whenever it's hovering. Sense area. I feel like I might be able to make this work. Like, honestly, I feel like I can make this work. But we are gonna have to slightly change up the creature stuffs because this one is going to have all the dragging variables. Ugh. Why is your everything volume lower? What do you mean my everything volume? Like, what does that mean? Like, why am I so quiet and why is stream so quiet? Like, why is like everything that I'm doing really quiet? I don't have a good answer for that. Okay, so let's first volume 10 above usual. I have changed nothing. Like, the only difference is that after I said that, I moved my mic closer to my face. That's it. That's all I've done. Okay. I feel like I'm thinking way too far ahead here. Let's just first figure out how to fucking tell if I'm picking it up. Up your bun. I can't. There isn't a slider I can do that ups my microphone volume that, like, okay, there is one, but it's in software on this PC. And if it's lowering the, what is it? If it's affecting my mic and my music at the same time, then that heavily implies that it's like something on Twitch's end. Like, I have changed nothing and you had to change your audio. There's only so much I can do. I feel like I went a little bit too far with getting all 25 areas set up, thinking on it. All right. So zero in the array, zero getting empty space. Yep. So this is, I'm so happy I labeled all of this. So happy I labeled all of this. Yeah, all this feels like it's fine. This is where I feel like we need to do some stuff. So this gets that script. You broken-eared bun. There, feel better? And this one, every 1 second, it triggers this. Which, yep, that. Do we have anything with this creature one shape? All right, let's actually just real quick see what, yeah, sure, node 2D. Let's just see how this looks. Like, what different nodes do we have options here? Mouse entered, mouse exited. There's really nothing here that I didn't have access to over here. Well, maybe not in that one in particular because we're looking into the areas. Well, speak up, I can't hear you. Why don't you listen up? You can't hear me. Huh, I was actually being kind of loud there and it did not spike very high. That's actually kind of strange. Hold on. 1 second. That's actually kind of strange. Why is that? That seems like a low threshold. Wait, no, the threshold's fine. Hold on. I don't know. Let's try that out. See how that goes. Then one more makeup gain. There, hopefully that's a bit better. I don't know. Anyways. Okay. Up, minimize. Alright, so what I'm thinking is that, like, we have the creatures in node 2D, which again, how the fuck did he change his? Hold on.
Moving on, we will now create an object that we can drag. We will use Node2D as a root, which contains a sprite, an area 2D, and a collision shape.
Okay, this is actually almost exactly what I have for mine. I just need the... Yeah, no. Oh, this has... Oh, no, I need the area. Duh, I also need an area 2D in here. Okay. Yay, I have a shape and an area for it. It's like, I don't want to copy this guy, but I do want to see how he solves this problem.
The area 2D will help us to detect when the mouse interacts with the object
that's
and when we entered any droppable
that I'm
area.
doing.
So that's why we will attach both mouse entered and body entered signal to our script.
Mouse entered and body entered. Yeah, that makes sense.
In our draggable object script, we will handle everything related to moving and interacting with our objects. We'll start by defining several variables. First one.
Okay, so that makes more sense. Okay, so yeah, we have mouse entered and then area entered. And what we can do with these is we can use this to help detect when we entered the areas on main. It's like, I feel like that should be fine then, because we have just area shapes. No, yeah, that should be fine. That should be totally fine. Bear dragging. So what we can do is we can just try and detect when we're clicking on it. Yeah, why are we doing all this over here? Because these are what we're gonna have to be moving. I was doing all this effort to like add scripting and such into these different areas, into the area 0 stuffs. But really what we needed was we needed it to be over here in the creature itself. One second. Over empty area. We're just gonna start these off as false. Okay. So since we have these, let's just get out of your output. Really wish there was an easier way to minimize that, honestly. There probably is. Oh fuck, it's an Archeops! Ultra Ball, go! Fuck! I like Archeops. Dang it. Yeah, fuck you. Okay, so now we need a input event. Input pickable on, that's fine. Okay, so what does pickable on mean in this instance? Okay. I don't know what I was trying to learn there, I'll be honest. Oh, we also need to have the mouse leave, that's right. Mouse exited. Area exited. Oh, dang it. Move this below as well. There we go. It's now linked. So now we have like area entered, area exited, or mouse exited, area exited. Sweet, that's organized a little bit better. This will just let us know when we're hovering over one and when we are, when we're entering another area. Now, these areas will have a thing on them. Alright, there is full equals false to start. And then whenever there is a thing in it, it will detect that there's a thing in it. Yes. Yeah, fuck you, bun. Okay, we don't need this anymore. Don't save it. Does that actually slightly transform the sprite whenever we're in here? It's like, can we like change the size of the sprite slightly? Spectre transform scale. Yeah, we can change the scale. So whenever a mouse enters whoop. $ animated sprite 2D dot scale equals 1.3. I don't know. Does that work? No, of course it won't work. No, because we have to do this, right? Whoop. Oh, and it works. Let's just see what happens with 3. And now, whoops, when the mouse exits again, we set it back down to 1. All right, let's see what breaks. Spawn creature. Yep, that broke. Okay. Does that have to be like 3,3 or something? Non-existence function scale. Oh, we didn't find a scale. That's the problem. Animate sprite 2D dot scale. Copy value. Okay, well that didn't copy the value. Copy property path. Yeah. See, is that not correct? We're gonna have to brighten up my other monitor a little bit. It's still in like idle dormant mode. Congrats on your purple, I guess. All right. Animate sprite 2D. Trying to see where the list of variables are for this guy. Let's pull this over. There we go. Is playing pause, play such same. Okay. Frames changed. We want to see how we can change the size. There isn't one? What? That did not change a single thing. Why is this? That's really curious. It's right 2D, frame offset, centered offset. Frame speed scale. Is this not? Is it not possible to change the size of it? Because like there's the node 2D transform, which does move it. Let's try changing just the transform settings and see what happens. Copy property path. Okay, so position exists. 3, comma 3. And we're just gonna do a pass on this for right now. Yep, that crashed as well. Non-existent function position. Well, right, I might be. Right now I'm trying to figure out why this isn't able to do a thing. Oh my gosh, over empty area is a fucking... Oh, no, these are functions that I made. Duh. Multiplayer authority? These others are It's like, okay. So the way that I know for a fact to make this work, what I'm trying to do right now is whenever I hover over it, it changes size. That's it. I'm trying to make it change size slightly when I hover over it. I want to get some visible feedback of what I'm doing instead of looking down the freaking output every single time. Okay? Make sense? I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing with like the areas entered and mouse entered and such, right? And I know that I can, in the animate sprite 2D, just make another sprite be a different size. And then it just moves to that. But I don't want to do that. What did the tutorial do? Great question. Let's see what he did.
Is draggable to keep track of whether the object can be dragged. This ensures we don't move it when the player is dragging somewhere else. Then we have is inside droppable, which will help us to know if the object is currently inside the droppable area. This body reference variable is to hold a reference of the droppable area when the object enters it. Now, first thing first, as soon as our mouse enters inside our object, we will make sure if we
Scale equals vector 2 1.5 comma 1.5. On 2D mouse entered. If dragging, if not dragging, which is the default state for this, then dragging equals true and scale equals vector 2 1.3 comma 1.3. Wow! It worked! I kind of like this 1.05. Okay, that is not nearly enough. I want some visible feedback. Okay, so it makes it a little bit bigger when you hover over it. You helped! You did the thing! Okay, and if oh, he has draggable, not dragging. Oh, that makes more sense. Let's actually change this up. He just has this global thing for you're dragging it around. Dragoning. The dragoning!
and not dragging anything else, then we set the draggable to true, and also for some feedback effect, I'm scaling the sprite just a little bit.
They also have a global for is dragging, which actually, because we're doing this in here, we are going to need that. That makes a lot more sense. I'm learning! We want a new... is dragging. Add an auto load. Oh, we can't do the underscore. That's fine. Hit my brain! It's expanding! because we're starting up the program and immediately we do not have anything that we're dragging. Hooray. Now what he does here, which I don't know fully how this works, is he has like
Drag the drag state. Now let's create a
he
script
does
for our
this as
droppable
like
area.
global
In the
dot.
ready function, we set a visual effect, making the area semi-transparent when an object is not inside it, and the process function ensures the area is only visible when we are dragging something. So moving on, we will now create an object that we can drag.
Yeah.
We will use Node 2D as a root, which contains a sprite, an area 2D, and a collision shape. The area 2D will help us to detect when the mouse interacts with the object and when we insert any droppable area. So that's why we will attach both mouse insert and body insert signal to our script.
And
in our
exiting.
draggable object script, we will handle everything related to moving and interacting with our objects. We'll start by defining several variables. First one is draggable, to keep track of whether the object can be dragged. This ensures we don't move it when the player is dragging somewhere else. Then we have is inside droppable, which will help us to know if the object is currently inside the droppable area.
Sense.
This body reference variable is to hold a reference of the droppable area when the object enters it. Now first thing first, as soon as our mouse
So when it enters, it sets it so that if global dot is dragging, see that's, I didn't think that you could do global. Global dot dragging. If that's set to false, yeah, we don't have global. So already we have a discrepancy. Because that's just not a thing. You draggable. Well, no, in here. But in our auto load, I guess we have, it's called is dragging, but dragging. Like what he's saying is that if this variable in this totally different script is set to false, then you're in this one, it should be good. But global isn't a thing. Global just is not a thing. So we're a little off already.
inside our
Well, let's see how
make sure
let's let him cook. Let's let him cook.
Then we set the draggable to true, and also for some feedback effect, I'm scaling the sprite just a little bit. Similarly, when our mouse leaves the object, we will reset the draggable to false and bring scaling back to normal. And now it's looking pretty good.
Like, let's just see if the not matters. Like, if not's global dragging. Nope. Yeah, because that should work. Oh, wrong window. Caparaja!
After that, we will work on the body insert function, which will be triggered when any droppable area enters the object. So after confirming the entered body is a droppable area, we set the is droppable to true. Then we change the color of that body to Rebecca purple with opacity 1. And finally, we will store this body in a body reference variable that we created. Similarly, when the body has exited, we will reset the is droppable to false and reset the color to medium purple again with opacity 0.7. So with these two functions, our droppable area changes color when we are inside it. And with that done, the only thing left is to write the process function to handle the drag. So inside it, we first check if draggable is true because we don't want to do unnecessary calculation. After that, we look for when user has pressed the left mouse button. Then we can simply set the object position to our mouse position. But when you do that, you will see I'm able to drag the object, but while grabbing it, it is snapped to the cursor. But I want the object to maintain its position relative to cursor. So that's why we have to create one more variable, offset. And in the is action just pressed, we can store the offset by subtracting our position from mouse position. Also, this is where we set the is draggable to true, which we have created in the autoload script. Now, after getting the offset, we can simply subtract it from our mouse position. And after doing that,
By the way, this is why whenever you're doing any of this stuff, you have to say what version of Godot you're in. Also, I noticed that there's a script called global. Is that why it's... Oh, mine has... Global's not a thing, but he has a variable called global. Versus mine, which is called is dragging. Yeah, is dragging is not declared in the current scope. So I have to call there is dragging. So we have to make the variable is dragging. Okay. Now how did I call this over here? Area 0. No, actually no, it should be in here. Yeah, variable resource manager makes a variable called resource manager. And now we can get the node for is dragging. Get node root is dragging. This isn't in his thing. Ah. Now, is dragging dot dragging, if it's true. Why is it a different color? I don't know why it's a different color. So this should theoretically be able to tell if I am currently dragging a node. Currently dragging a thing. And then if I am dragging it. So if that is true and I'm currently dragging, sorry, if that's not true and I'm currently dragging a thing, then when I hover over it, we say this thing is currently true. I'm gonna set this back to false. And if is dragging dot dragging is false, then we set the scale back to 1, 1. Let's just see if this works. Nope, it crashed. Dragging on null instance. Is dragging. Get node root slash is dragging. This should be. Get node resource. Let's just call this thing dragging because that's going to save me so much fucking headache. Because that's kind of what we're looking for, is a node called dragging. I guess yeah, we are calling this one. I don't know if that's gonna work. That's definitely wrong. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I thought it worked for a second, then it didn't work. Okay, so at this stage, I could just copy what the guy does, right? I can basically look over what he does, figure out what he's doing, and then try to work backwards from there. But I want to try and have a part of what he does and then figure it out. Because I feel like that will learn me a lot better. Right now, I'm trying to figure out why resource manager is not really a variable currently. Oh, is this because I'm calling a node? You're gonna be learnt, boy? Yep. Yep. A second. You know what? Let's actually just name this global because we are probably going to be using this to store a few variables between everything. Oh, the fucking variable is different. That explains so much. All right, no, we're gonna delete this one. We're just gonna remake this one. Global add. Yep, create that. You're no caps. We're not doing caps in here. Closes dragging. Discard any changes. Okay, because we're gonna have to hold on to a few variables in here. Okay, now we go back into here. Now variable, let's just see what we can get away with without having that. I'm curious. No cap, no cap. Wow, when you copy them word for word, it actually works. Wow. And they work independently. Okay. Yay. Oh yeah, the Frimp animation. Twitch told me that that was the most used emote last month. Now, why did that work? Well, the reason why it worked is because doing global dot dragging, all this is doing is just saying, hey, look for that bitch. So it's looking for this script called global, and in there we're looking for a variable called dragging. So we're checking to see, hey, are we currently dragging something? And if we're not dragging something, then we say, hey, this guy is draggable, and change the size of it. And when it leaves, again, if we are not dragging something, then we set draggable to false. And that, because we can no longer drag that one. And then it changes its size back. Yay! So, and I could continue on with that stuff, but let's get this thing to follow the cursor. So we want this to be in the process. And we're going to need input event. No, not input event. Oh gosh, it's input dot. Oh, I know I found this recently. Hold on. I have this somewhere. Hold on. Under main. Creature spawn. Creature spawn button up. Nope, that's not in here. When clicked follow cursor, easy game. Oh, it'd be so nice. Actually, no, we need to first make sure that it's following the thing. If dragging. No, wait, it's draggable. And then we do another if not global dot. No, wait. Dragging. Because this is saying, am I currently being dragged? This is just checking to see if I am dragging a thing globally, but this checks if I'm the one being dragged. Which makes no sense. I'm saying this aloud. This makes no sense. Because we have a global that handles if something is being dragged, so it doesn't matter what is being dragged. It doesn't care that it is being dragged versus another thing being dragged. I'm a real drag. Yeah, I'm sorry. Whew. Brain. You know what? Fuck it. Let's see the next thing here. Oh, is action just press click? Does that work? If Slazar. Fair. Dot is action just pressed click. What on earth is this? Offset equals gets global mouse position. Global dragging. Okay, and then that sets the global thing dragging into true. So this is saying, hey, see, this is saying, oh, wait, we have to, forgot that. Okay. Input not declared in the current scope. See, that's what's throwing me off here, is that it doesn't know what the fuck input is. We do capital I input. Well, I made it yellow or green, and then that. but it still doesn't know what offset is. Oh, he has a variable called offset. Okay. So this is saying, hey, whatever our offset is, set our current position to wherever the mouse is, and then say we're currently dragging. That did not work. Okay, and then he actually continues on here with a if inputs dot is action pressed click. Then global position. See, why does this global exist? God damn it. Global position equals get global mouse position minus offset. So what this should do is it should move us to it, correct? Oh. Wow. Wow. But it's offset by 0, 0. And I can't move anything else. I can only move this first one. Why do I have a second animated sprite here? All right, so that minus it by offset. Now let's finish off what he's doing here, because he has a couple more left. Else if input is action just released, and then click. Oh my god. Yep, we set the global dot is, nope, we're not copying his shit there. Ours is dragging. Equals false. So this says that we are no longer, yeah, this is like if we've just released the thing, then it equals, not minus. We're setting dragging back. Now this is where it gets snapped to a location. Yeah, minus false. You just subtract false from this statement. It is no longer false. Now, the next step that he has is it snaps it to a location, which right now, don't care enough to do. Like right now, we're still figuring out how to get this to follow the cursor fully. Now it's getting global mouse position. Global is dragging. Yeah, so it's like global dragging true. We're getting the position, that we're equaling that to our offset. And if input is action pressed click, so if we are still clicking, we're holding it down, then it should be following our position. But why are we minusing off? Well, yeah, we're minusing offset here. And offset is the global mouse position. So it should be vector 2ing the thing to our cursor immediately on clicking. Because when we click on it, we're getting our position and setting that as the offset. But we're not setting the location of it to our mouse cursor. All we're doing here is we're just telling it, hey, like the offset is now this, and when we're holding it, it does this. But variable offset equals vector 2. Boy, no, we're not changing the vector 2 at all. We're changing the scale down here. That's when we're hovering over it. When we're holding it down, then offset. Yeah, then it moves it based on minus offset, which is a little odd, but it works, I guess. But it will always snap it over into the corner again. Whoa. Until it's just fucking gone. Interesting. Okay. Little sip there. So, minimize output. Our offset is, sorry, we load this up. When this thing enters, its offset is set to vector 2. Which honestly, we might want to put that in here. Dang it. Nope. That makes more sense, I guess. Fuck. Okay. Record over empty space offset vector 2. Yeah, so our current offset is called vector 2. It's our current position. Action just pressed, click, offset global mouse position is where the offset is now going to be. And we say, yeah, we can, this thing is now dragging. While it is moving, it moves it based on our current mouse position minus the offset. So it changes it finds the difference between these two. And then it sets our global position to that. Why not just vector 2? Vector 2 equals get global mouse position minus offset. A second. Oh my god, how do I do this? Position equals... Let's just position equals offset. What happens? It puts it up there. Cool. Why is it always going to origin? Oh, because when it spawns in an origin. Or, no, that's not it. I mean, technically, yes, it's spawning up here, but no, it's, so here's where their system and my system are different. In his example, the item already existed in the space, we're just moving it around. In my example, the item does not exist yet, so I have to tell it where the hell it is. So offset should be vector 2. We are going to at export offset. Why are you like this? Oh, export variable offset. I see. Yes, we're trying to export the fucking vector 2. We're trying to see our fucking fine. Put it over here. Okay, it doesn't like export down here. Fine then, export the fucking vector too. That's not a variable. Ah! I'm trying to see where our current position is. I'm upsetty. This creature scene, pack scene. It should just fucking work. Hold on. Gonna look up how export works. Okay, I think I found a spot for export. There's just export. Okay, it's export variable semicolon and then what type it is. That makes sense. So we're trying to export variable offset and then integer. Ah? Fuck. Fine. Export variable test. Integer equals offset. Not. Again, why? Eh? Oh, we're trying to save a string as an integer. That's right. Duh. Fuck me. So if I just like read exactly what they're doing test integer and then set value. This is just to see something. What am I doing? Why am I doing any of this? Just fucking print it, Zay. Just fucking print the current. Oh my god. Process delta. Print fucking offset. Currently at 0, 0. Yeah, that's what's happening here, is that it thinks it's 0, 0. And now it thinks it's negative 30, 10. Or negative 30, 100. And now there's two of them. One is at 0, 0. The other one's not. I can move that one. I can move that one. Okay, well, I'm happy I can move both of them. Oh, now they're both combined. Okay. So this, I think the problem here is that we're doing a vector 2 when we need to know its current fucking position. Like we need to set its vector, when it spawns, we need to set the vector 2 of that item. So on spawn, creature spawn button up, add child creature base, spawn location dot position, spawn creature at the node. And now creature base dot vector 2. Oh no, that's not gonna fucking work. Wait, why does this not work then? Because this sets the position as that. And is that not the vector 2? It's the position? Because if the vector 2 isn't the position, what the fuck is this doing? Because this should be setting spawn creatures at the node, at child creature base. Yeah. Use one from resource manager and changes it to 1. Else prints here in the space. Node, location of the spawn node. Yep, so that gets the location of the spawn node, which is totally fine. That's what we're using. Location, position, spawn creature at the node. It just doesn't fucking understand that Hmm. Okay, so it thinks its current position is 0, 0. I'm just gonna double check. Vector 2. Two element structure can be used to represent 2D coordinates or any other pair of numeric values. Yep, X or Y are both floats. I'm actually kind of curious if I do sorry, let's have this. So this is just saying, hey, your global position, yeah, the global position is the mouse position minus offset. What is global position here? Like, how does this, how does global underscore position work? Input methods? Boop. Properties. So vector 2 is global position 0, 0, and then vector 2 position. How are these different? Received and node input or node unhandled input returns the mouse's position in the root viewpoint and coordinate system of the root viewpoint. The mouse's position is global position. So we're getting the position of the mouse. Node input turns the mouse position point node using coordinate system viewpoint. Receive control. Okay, so this is looking for the. Where the fuck was I? The global mouse position is basically the same as saying global position. So our mouse position is equal to this value that we found minus our initial vector 2. I feel like I'm overcomplicating this. I really feel like I'm overcomplicating this. But I have to overcomplicate this to know what the fuck I'm doing, I guess. Because I found a thing that might just work. So if we're still currently holding us down, we're gonna actually probably help if these are up here. What? Why is that not? Oh, because I have to put something in here. Move toward. I'm just kind of curious what this does. Nope. Okay. At least 3, but receive just 1. Valid. 2 float delta. Is that gonna work? Nope. Yeah, I kind of figured. Okay, yeah, nope, that's not gonna work. Finding stuff, slapping them in. This is just to move shit around. We need to be able to move a cursor or move a character over to a different location. That's still what we're doing. We can't get it to fucking move right. That's just because its initial vector 2 on load is 0, 0, and it's maintaining that vector 2. I wonder if we can get the... I wonder if in here we can change the creature's vector 2 into the position. Because, again, that should be working. That should genuinely be spawning it at that location, and that location should be registered as the vector 2 of the thing. But apparently, I don't have a full understanding of what vector 2 is. But vector 2 is a set of coordinates. Like, do we even get the vector 2 of this at all? Positions 1 second. Get node path. We instantiate this. Spawn location equals node. And what is node? Node equals get node.node path. Okay, so we get the spawn location. And we equal that to the node, which is the node path. Then we get the creature base dot position equals creature base spawn location dot position. And when did we trigger creature base spawn location? Is right here. It's location of the spawn node. Location. How does that get the fucking location? We shouldn't even have to do this. We should just be able to do node dot position. I'm just gonna see if that works, because we might be able to remove this line entirely. Nope. Oh no, it did work. Yeah, no, that does work. Yeah, we don't need this. Like, where else is spawn location used? That's it. That's the only spot it's used. There we go. We have no dot position. Okay, anyways. Save a line. Yay. Yeah, because we already have the node. We don't do all that stuff. Okay, no dot position. Creature base dot position equals no dot position. Like, this should spawn it there, and that should fucking set its location. Creature 1. No, we're just gonna do gets the position, and we're gonna actually, yeah, 2889, and that updates completely correctly. So I think what we need is we need to do the offset is its fucking position. Fuck. Yep. Oh, fuck me. Did it just do that? Yeah, that works. Okay, cancel that out. Let's just see what the fuck happens. Because right now, its position is set right there. Now, it's able to follow us. No, it's able to follow us just fucking fine. But it is resetting itself back to 0, 0. Okay, I wonder if we do in the function ready, if we can do offsets equal, no. Is that gonna fucking work? Yeah, no. That would not work. It's like, I'm trying to figure out how in the fuck to tell it that its position is apparently the vector too. Because when it spawns in, it should be setting its position to that number. Because creature-based position equals node.position, which means that wherever the node is where this creature's position is going to be. And it spawns the basic level creature. Metapod! Use Harden! I was like cracking my back constantly. Okay. So how can I make this thing change that creature's position? So this sets its position, but does that actually change its actual fucking position? Yep, we don't know what creature.1 is. I'm just gonna see if that actually will set its fucking location. Nope. Let's go back to creature 1. Let's actually give us the position again. Yep. To be honest, I'm kind of stumped. I don't know why it's doing this. Because I guess the position we have here is 0-0. Like, is it because we only have one creature base? That'd be kind of annoying. Okay. Because I want each creature to store their own position, which currently they're not fucking doing. I guess they're storing their offset, which is actually valid. Let's just have that be equal and see what the fuck happens. Whoops. Let's just add it, see what the fuck happens. Okay, so it's offsetting it in the other direction. So it's definitely this. So why the fuck do we even have that? Why is that a thing? Whoa, wow, look at that! It didn't need a fucking minus offset, dude! Okay, what's your justification? What justification?
And with that done, the only thing left is to write the process function to handle the drag. So inside it, we first check if draggable is true because we don't want to do unnecessary calculation. After that, we look for when user has pressed the left mouse button. Then we can simply set the object position to our mouse position. But when you do that, you will see I'm able to drag the object, but while grabbing it, it is snapped to the cursor. But I want the object to maintain its position relative to cursor. So that's why we have to create one more variable, offset. And in the is action just pressed, we can store the offset by subtracting our position from mouse position. Also, this is where we set the is draggable to true.
What? Offset equals get global mouse position minus global position. Apparently I fucking missed something. Okay, let's actually swap this stuff back around. If input offset equals global mouse position minus global position.
Which we have created in the autoload script.
He's hiding.
Now after getting the offset, we can simply subtract it from our mouse position, and after doing that, you will notice it maintains its position and I can now move it easily. Then comes the final part when we release the mouse button. If we release the mouse button outside the area, the object should return to its original position.
Yeah, I was gonna do that
Whereas,
next.
if we release it inside the droppable area, I
Okay,
want the
that's what he does
object to
the tween
snap to it.
stuffs for. I saw that.
So in
those
the is
lines.
action just released, we first set the is dragging
1 second. Oh. That's right. Oh, look at that. Actually works. Hmm. Oh, look at that. Whee! Let's actually make this a square as well, because this is just kind of... Just make this a little easier to grab, I guess. Yay! Yay! I missed a single line of code. Naturally. Alright. Hey, I'm happy that I found something out. Apparently that's what the fuck the purpose of this is. Now, the problem here is that he's going to be doing, like, inside droppable space, which I guess might actually work. I don't fucking know. Let's find out. elif bear tween equals get underscore tree dot create tween if is inside droppable tween dot tween underscore property. That's not an underscore. Okay, I'll declare that in a moment. Over empty area is what we use. Tween property self, comma, position, comma. Okay, now they do body underscore ref dot position. Why do they have a variable for the body ref? Why can't they just do like position? Is that not allowed? 0.2. We're gonna figure out why that's not allowed apparently. So far, copying them exactly fucking works, but I'm trying to figure out why this works. So set ease tween dot ease out
to false. Then for moving the object, I will create a tween. And then if
tween.
we are inside the droppable area, I want to
I just have
set
this
the
up on the
object's
screen
position
because
equal to
you're
droppable
just the
area.
exact same shit here.
So here we want to
okay. Oh, he actually
animate
points them out.
ourselves. We want to change this position property. The final position is going to be the position of the droppable area. And lastly, we want it to
Of the droppable area? Oh, we're not looking for our current position. We're looking for the position of the thing we're trying to drop onto. Okay, I get that now. Variable body reference. Okay, so we're trying to get that's the position of the thing we're trying to drop onto.
complete the animation in 0.2 seconds.
Howdy, Mask.
I will also set the
Hope
easing
the workout
with
was
ease
well.
out. Now if we release the mouse button outside the droppable area,
Okay, and now else tween dot tween property self global position. Oh my god, this makes so much more sense. I don't know how it knows the initial position though. We're gonna probably figure that out in a second. Dot set ease tween ease out. Yeah, go shower. Clean.
We want to return back. And for that, we need to store our initial position. So in order to do that, I will create an
Ah, the dude hid another fucking variable at the top. Maybe I should have watched the whole video before I just kept going.
initial position variable, and when we are pressing
Oh my god. And when we click on it the first time, initial position equals global position. Fuck caps. So now it should know where it is at the very beginning.
the mouse button, we will store that current position. And now in the else part, everything is going to be similar as above. Here we just need to replace the body position with our initial position. And that's it. To use this,
Alright, let's see if this works. I don't think body ref is gonna work. Okay. Wow! Oh my god! Wait, there's an error. Hold on. Why did that happen? Oh! Okay, if you click really quick, you can move it. Oh, because the global position is the global mouse position. We want to get the position of the item itself. So the initial position is actually going to be body underscore ref dot position. Nope, crashed. This is what you get when you just slap shit together and see what the fuck happens. All right, let's see if that works. Or since we already have the offset, let's just see if that works. I'm curious. Nope. Got it. Yep. Okay. So, variable moving. We don't want it to allow any inputs while it is still moving. If draggable, I can just press click and not moving. What? Oh, and. Thank you. And we're just trying to prevent it from doing anything while we're... Actually, no, we just set draggable... Yeah, draggable and moving. Because we're basically going to be putting if not moving over any of this. Because if it's dragging and it's not currently moving. If it's draggable and not currently moving. Although we could just set it so that it only can define as draggable if it's not currently moving too. That means because already draggable should include not moving. Actually, no, this should work. This should work. It's because this means we're currently moving. We'll see if this prevents me from actually doing anything. Actually, we should be able to get away with just putting this in... Wait, no, that's right. We draggable and not moving. Moving equals true, because now we are currently moving it. No, wait. We only need this in the click. Moving true. There's no way we have to put this into all this shit. Oh, I'm like trying to think this thing through. Really, the problem here is that it takes, 0.2 seconds to move back to that position, which really, if we get rid of that, this problem is solved. But I just don't want people to be able to click again in that 0.2 second duration. I want to remove that entirely. So, we could put this into the global, maybe. Nah. Yeah, so we have draggable equals false. Here to be for a second. Equals false, moving equals false. So currently it loads in, it's not moving. If it's able to be dragged and is not moving, and if you click on it, we set it to it's currently moving. We set the initial position to where it was initially. We get global position. We say we're currently dragging it because it is currently moving. Yeah. But action is pressed, so we're currently holding it down. We're still moving it, which I don't think we need to have this here, because we are currently in the process of moving it around, which, yeah, cool, it's currently moving, but we just care that it's currently moving around. Oh wait, and not moving, which means it would stop moving it. Fuck. Okay, so we don't change this here. Okay. And if we release it, then we set it to moving, so we cannot do anything while we're finishing through this. Now, can I set this as a variable after it's done moving? Let's look into the tween properties and see what shows up. Okay, okay, let's read this from the beginning. This is animation requiring numerical property interpolate over a range of values. Name tween comes from in-betweening, an animation technique where you specify keyframes and the computer interpolates the frames that appear between them. Animating something with a tween is called tweening. Tween is more suited than animation player for animations where you don't know the final values in advance. For example, interpolating dynamically chosen camera zoom value, the best known with a tween. It would be difficult to do the same thing with animation player. No, tweens are also more lightweight than animation players. They're very much suited to simple animation general tasks, don't require visual provided by an editor. They'd be used by fire and forget manner and some logic normally but under my code, e.g. make something to shoot periodically that can be looped to call back tweener with a delay. Okay, so basically this thing is just for like when you're not moving something to a set location. A tween can be created by using the scene2e create tween or node.create tween. Tween's created manually, i.e. by using tween.new or invalid. It can't be used for tweening values. Okay. Tween animation is created by adding tweeners to the tween object. I don't like that term. Using tween property, tween editable, tween callback, and tween method. Things will make a sprite node turn red, then shrink. Okay, hold on. Particular scale vector 2. Grover's kind of meowing because I haven't given a treat in 2 days. Grover gets treats! Give Grover tweets! The tweener is created with one of the tween star methods. Chain method could be used to call to tweak the properties of tweener. For example, if you want to set different transition type involved, you can use set transition. Notice the tweener, you can chain this way too. Most things with tween is bound to, there's a Tricia set for the tweeners. See, I just queue free. I wonder if we can use the queue. It's animating arbitrary sets of objects. So above, the children are moved one after another, position 0, 0. That's actually kind of fun. Using more than one tween per object's property. If 2 or more tweens animate one property at the same time, the last one created is like prior to assigning the final value. If you want to interpret restart animation, consider assigning the tween to a variable. If tween.kill reports previous animation to create tween. Okay, so we can actually set a tween as an animation. So variable tween. Okay. Wait, that's what we currently have is variable. is we have variable move. Variable tween, get tree, create tween. Okay, so what we can do is and tween. We're not currently tweening. Okay, so we actually make a tween variable right here. Okay, so we can probably just remove all the moving stuffs then. Because now we have that covered. Nope. Get tree, create tween. Dang it. Purple tween, create, get tree, create tween. Let's just remove the moving shit, because that's definitely not used. Okay. Yep, failed here again. Okay, so we have to cannot call method create tween on null value. All right, so we have to figure out what's going on with create tween. Tween equals get tree dot create tween. Can we just do that? Okay, so clearly it works perfectly. And if you rapid click, nothing weird happens at all. Nothing weird happens at all. Okay. Tween, create tween. Do we need to like kill the tween after this? If over empty area, it does this, which we're defining these things later. Currently, these don't work. Not particularly well anyways. Draggable and not a tween. But we're making the tween up here, so we always have a tween. Variable tween. So we, by default, have tween as false. Let's just see what the fuck happens. This is gonna fucking fail. Yep, look at that. Oh, because we're not, yeah, no, variable tween equals get tree, create tween, which means that tween is true, which means that this shouldn't work again. I was gonna remove the clicked thing. Just for now. Okay, back to reading documents. All children of a node are moved on transposition, usually using more than one tween per object's property. If two or more tweens animate one property at the same time, the last one created, yep. You want to interrupt and restart animation. I don't want to though. So we're adding the tween to a variable. I want to just not do anything until the tween has finished. Timer animation handled. Second accepts each type constraints and controls where the trans type is applied. Interpolation at the beginning and the end of the both. Don't know which transition, easy to pick. Try to use some type constant. Oh! finished is a signal on a tween. Oh. Wait. Yeah, there's literally a set of signals for, hey, we're done. I am going to, okay. We could also, okay, so I want to have, how do I do finished? Emitted when the tween has finished all tweening, never emitted when the tween is set to infinite looping. Okay, so we make the variable tween. Finish tween. Does that work? No. Tween dot finished. No. Finish just calls a function, but it is a signal. Okay, so how do I summon it as a signal then? Gonna get your shower, still on 20 or so I'll be back. I hope I'll be. I kind of set the minimum on these things for 2 hours. I do want to go a little bit longer. Oh yeah, shit, I didn't even talk at all. Like tomorrow I'm gonna be, yeah, I'll make a post in the news channel for it, but tomorrow we'll be doing, oh god, what the fuck was the game? What the fuck was the game? Content warning. Gonna be playing content warning with Mythics and Rage and Bun. That'll be interesting. Yeah, I'll put a thing in the news channel for this later. Okay, so there is like Boolean is running. Draggable is running. Tween dot is running. Does that work? Like, Boolean is running. Tween is currently running, i.e. pause and is not yet finished. Wasn't paused and is not yet finished. 1 second. Oof. I feel like this is gonna have to call a function that just sets this and that's it. Like that's all it does. Because I don't see a signal for a tween. Animate sprite? Is it in here? Animation changed, finished. Maybe that? Animate sprite 2D animation finished. But I think that's like when it cycles through the animation, not when it finishes a tween. So where do we find a tween in? Where do I find the tween signal? Where do I find the tween signal? Godot 4. Okay, this guy. Tween nodes need to be in the tree to work. Create a tween at. Wait, what? Wait, is this in here? No? No, it's not. Okay. Okay. A tween node needs to be in the tree to work, so create a tween to add it. Variable tween equals tween.new at child tween. You connect signal. The second parameter is not where the signal comes from, where the third parameter is. That makes sense. Sub tween complete print. That's how a GT script. And that's what you want to call tween complete prints and other script place of that. Cool, someone linked to something that did not fucking go anywhere. That's fun. Yeah, like what I'm reading here is that there used to be a node called a tween, which is where some of this is getting kind of confusing. But these people are trying to connect a signal and tween and everything. I'm trying to connect to this thing. Yeah, that's 3.5. Just disconnect that. Get rid of you. Because we're not finishing the animation here. We're trying to finish a tween. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Okay, I think I just have to make a freaking function for this. Thank you, Bon. Is finish a valid thing? Oh, I need to semicolon it. Does that, will that fucking work? Only when it's finished do we set draggable to still true in this case. And global dragging false is going to go in here as well. Because we're going to count it as I'm still dragging it if, right, yeah, yeah, that's the thing. Theoretically, this should work. Let's see it fail. Yep, look at that. Okay. Print. Finished. Did not print anything. So this function is kind of the thing here, and I'm trying to fucking hook this in as a signal. Because there should be a signal for there was a tween here. How does he finish
Create
this
an
thing
empty
off?
scene, add draggable object and droppable areas, and your game is ready to go. So there you have it. You can use this system as a foundation for more complex game mechanics such as an
Yeah.
inventory system or interactive puzzles. I hope you found this tutorial helpful.
Okay, well, we'll deal with that in a moment. Tween.connect, tween underscore completed, comma something, doing GD script, tween print. This looks to be, yeah, so that's with a node, so that we're not doing that. TW is great tween, dot connect, tween create, TW name, yada yada yada. Okay. so that is not super helpful. How do I wait for tweens in Godot 4? I'm just on Stack Overflow now. Oh, wait. Tween.finished. Wait, is that a thing? Well. Function. Okay, no, function on tween finished. No, there's a thing. There's a function for this. Okay, so we are actually trying to make a fucking thing here. Yeah, no, this exists. Shiny pseudo wudo. Oh, it's Autumn. Hey, Autumn. I'm gonna try and catch you. Okay, so Autumn, get in the fucking ball. Fun, don't steal my shiny. Fine. We caught a shiny Sudowoodo Nuzlocke run. Fuck yeah, it's mine. 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 Fuck. Yeah, fuck you. Okay, so on ready. So tween.connect parentheses. Okay, so we don't need this here. Tween.connect finished, comma, tween finished. Print worked? Worked? Damn it. Okay. But yeah, no, this should only set it to. Oh wait, this needs to set draggable to false. Oh. Whoops. Wait, how the fuck is this even grab in the first place? Because if it's draggable, then do all this stuff, but it's not set to draggable. It's set to draggable false at the start. What? Alright, now I have a vague understanding of what the fuck I'm doing. Let's watch through this whole video.
We will now create an object that we can drag. We will use
Sippies.
Node 2D as a root, which contains a sprite, an area 2D, and a collision shape. The area 2D will help us to detect when the mouse interacts with the object and when we entered any droppable area. So that's why we will attach both mouse entered and body entered signal to our script. In our draggable object script, we will handle everything related to moving and interacting with our objects. We'll start by defining several variables. First one is draggable, to keep track of whether the object can be dragged.
Yep.
This
makes
ensures
sense.
we don't move it when the player is dragging somewhere else. Then we
Yep,
have
makes
is
sense.
inside droppable, which will help us to know if the object is currently inside the
Makes
droppable
sense.
area. This body reference variable is to hold a reference of the droppable area when the object enters it. Now first thing first, as soon as our mouse enters inside our object, we will make sure if we are not dragging anything else, then we set the draggable to true and also for some.
Yep, so draggable equals true when we hover over it, which is, yeah, like, it makes sense. We're not grabbing this thing anywhere else. We're only grabbing it while it's here, which means that this is not correct then. I see a bit more where I'm going wrong. Because right now I'm using draggable as a much... Yeah, because draggable shouldn't be true in this instance at all. It should only be true when we're hovering over it. Yeah, so we start with false. Only true when we hover over it. It's false when we're no longer hovering over it. And then we want to make this false. Actually, let's just put this right here. I'm just gonna do that real quick. Wait, no, that was working though. It just wasn't doing what I thought it would do. Kind of standard fare here at this point. Okay. Full dragging. Morning, Gunny! Been spending like 2 hours just doing this one thing. Cool, failed that. Alright. So we want... Actually, we could just do variable tweening. Set that to false initially. And then here, tweening equals true. Because this only connects when this is done. Oh my god! I got it to work! Wait! How the fuck? Okay, so what I need to do... We need to do a little bit, one more thing. I don't... Yeah, no, that's actually fine. Let's see if that works! Yo, it works! I can't, Oh, it does actually keep the size of the item really large while it's moving, though. I have to scroll back over it. So we do actually have to set its scale back to normal. So tweening finished. Actually, no. This would be when we release. We want it to immediately change the scale back. Yeah, no, fuck it. Do so when we click on it. Yep. So when we click on it, it scales back down. So we're hovering over it, we click, and now it's normal sized again. Yay! Oh my god! How long have we been live? Over 2 hours. That took us over 2 hours to get this one function. Just to test something else. It's not even fully done yet. Alright, time to label all of this so I know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't care I misspelled dragged in the first case. Yep. Yeah, that works. Offsets. Yeah, I will label these. How much we're offsetting the object by when you click on it. What is it? Location of the objects before we interact. It's currently being dragged or not. When we click on it, scale back to normal. Save its position. Offset it, or find exactly how much we offset it by so it doesn't snap to the center of the cursor. Set the global dragging thing so we aren't dragging multiple stuffs at once. If we hold click, keep object following cursor. When we remove click, or whoop. Oh my god, if I can learn. Why have I never learned home keys on my freaking keyboard? I don't know. I am going insane. Okay. Or let go. Wait, why do we have this here? Yeah, we just don't want when we click on it. It's fine. It's no longer draggable. Make a tween for motion. It's not over a new location. Then move it back to... Wait. Oh, wait. If it's over an empty area, put it there. If over a non-valid location, move it back to the first spot. connect to the signals so it can reset stuff when the tween is done. Do when the tween is done. Get rid of the prints, don't need that. Set global flags appropriately. Okay. Oh yeah, that's true. Makes sprites bigger when you hover over it. Set sprite back to normal. Normal. Okay. Sweet! Now we have to, do the rest. I'm so tired. This literally was just to move the stuff around. We don't even have it yet able to detect if it's over a valid area. In fact, let me open up my kind of to-do list here. The creatures detect if they're over in open space or not. God, there's so much more to this that I'm going to end up having to do. Because we want to be able to detect if it's over an open space or not. But... oh, was I going to have to update the fucking array, too? Yeah, so this guide that we were following does have one kind of flaw to it. Welcome back. It does have one kind of flaw to it, in that it doesn't... we'll have to see how smart it is about where it places it. Because, like, if I'm hovering... actually, let me just hit play. If I'm hovering this right here, which one does it go onto? Well, right now it goes back to the original, because none of these are valid locations, but if I'm just hovering right here, how does it know? Right? I kind of want it to use, like, mouse cursor. So it's like if I'm hovering this, but I move my mouse cursor right here, that's the valid spot it'll go. Like, it'll go right here if I'm hovering right here. And if I have this right here, and it's like this, even though it's mostly on that other spot, it'll place it on this location. Right here. That's what I want it to do. Place creature where mouse cursor is. Alt place based on what percent of creature is in most. Oh my god. Area. What I'm imagining with this one is kind of going back to this. So like, if even though my cursor is right here, but I'm hovering over these 4 areas, which one is the biggest percentage? Because the way this is, it would end up choosing over here. Because that area has the most percentage of the stuff's taken up. The reason why I'm so persnickety about placing it in the right area is because this is like a merging thing, right? And I want it so that when you merge up to your tiers, they generate different resources. So like right now we only have the one resource, and you generate a second or a third resource as it goes up to the tiers. Or more of one than the other thing. Meaning there's a reason why the player might want to have the, like, not merge a thing. So I want to be very, very clear and clearly display to the player which one you're merging with. Area you're placing the creature lights up based on if it's a valid location or not. Also displays to players where they're placing the creature. Okay. So now we have to do shit in the grid. 3, 0, so we have pickables on, that's fine, I think. Like, I feel like we're probably gonna end up needing a script in each one of these that just says, hey, we have a thing here. So like right now it's like, oh yeah, if you're hovering over it, yeah, we have a thing. Yeah, so if we have a global, we are currently dragging. So what we can do... Wait, why is that? Sorry. Huh. Not doing anything. Oh, because I disabled that function. Duh. Duh. Okay. Mouse entered. Oops. So collision area. Child exiting, child ready, renamed. I want to do like there's something on top of this. Child entered tree. Child nope. Okay, so it's not in there. Okay, let's take a quick look at this video and see what the fuck they do for this. Trying to move my stuff around the other monitor is very annoying. Where the fuck is this? Got it. So this is how he creates the droppable area.
First, create an empty scene. Add a static body 2D as a root node, along with collision shape 2D and a color rect as a children.
Yeah, color rect.
Then set the color rect size to 128 by 128 and its position to -64 in X and Y. These components create the designated spot for our object to snap into. And we are using static body 2D for this demo. You can choose other body type as well, like rigid body or character body, but it is important to use any physics body. Well, otherwise the draggable object will not be able to detect it.
Okay, cool. Static body 2D.
Set the color rect size to 128 by 128 and its position to -64 in X and Y. These components create the designated spot for our object to snap into. And we are using static body 2D for this demo. You can choose other body type as well, like rigid body.
Cool. So we're not using any of those. Oh, well, let's just continue and see what the fuck happens.
But it is important to use any physics body. Otherwise, the draggable object will not be able to detect it.
It's fine.
Also, make sure to assign the droppable group to this scene. Now, we only want this to be visible when we start dragging. And to control that, we will use a global script, also known as autoload, to track whether we are currently dragging something or not. So, in this script, we will define an isDragging variable to track the drag state. Now, let's create a script for our droppable area. In the ready function, we set a visual effect, making the area semi-transparent when an object is not inside it, And the process function ensures the area is only visible when we are dragging
Yep,
something.
that's fine.
So moving on, we will now create an
Okay.
the mouse in. We will handle everything related to moving
So
and
these
interacting
two
with
is
our
what we're most
objects.
interested
We
in.
start by defining several variables. First one is
Area,
draggable
2D
to
body
keep track of
entered.
whether the object can be dragged. This ensures we don't move it when the player is dragging somewhere else.
Yep, that makes sense.
Then we
Yep,
have
yep,
is
yep,
inside droppable, which will help us to know if the object is currently inside the droppable
Ah!
area. This body reference variable is
That's
to
fine.
hold a reference of the droppable area when the object enters it. Now first thing first, as soon as our mouse enters inside our object, we will make sure if we are not back in the object and which will be triggered.
Okay. If body is in group droppable. Okay, so that's what they do the groups for, which makes sense. And I'm going to have a group that's all of my stuffs. And if it's inside droppable, true. Body modulate, body ref equals body. Okay. So what I might be able to get away with... I might still be able to get away with this. Hold on. So in here... so this is like is full, just means that there's nothing currently in it, which makes sense. Then we have first things first. 2D area entered. Okay, so we actually need these area entered. Get exited, area shape entered. And the shape 2D of the received area enters the shape of this area. We're going to monitor and set the true. Shape 2D received area enters the shape of this area. Okay, I want when the mouse is hovering over it. And let's actually use group instead. Well, that's... Oh, no. We want to connect this to my other scene. Then it catches the other scene. So I set this as the other scene. The creature scene. Scene for the creatures. You know. Don't want the creatures in it. I guess no, we could use this. Yeah, no, this is actually fine. No, this is fine. Mouse entered. Yes. So when the mouse enters this area, then if I think it's global.dragging, yep. Global.dragging. Prints dragging item. Dragging item, dragging item, dragging item, dragging item. Okay, that works. Okay. So that can tell that we're holding on to something. So if we know we're holding on to something, now we need to know when they release the thing, release their button. Okay, so that should be input dot, oh gosh, it should be input dot action, is action just release click. Okay. Action just released click. So when I release it, Now, what happens? Wait a second, no. Can I do... Yeah, if. Yeah, I can't do an if for this. So yeah, we're hovering over it, and we release the thing. So we released it, and... Actually, no, we don't have to do an and here. We do one more if. If we're currently full, so we currently have something in here. Print. Fuck off. I'm full. Else. Okay, now we have to figure out how we can place this here. We could do the full check in here. And all it does is just looks at the body that's looking at. Oh, we don't have that enter thing yet. Fuck. On 2D area entered. Yeah, that's right. We have to do... Wait. Which stage do we put this in? Do we put this in here telling the lower one, hey, are you valid? Or do we put the lower one looking up at the thing being dropped and say, yo, don't fucking put me here? Like this ain't, this fuck occupado. Trying to think of like how I can do this in the most sensible way for me. We're already putting so much into the creature. We could probably just put this into the creature as well and just have the area thing be checking, hey, are you full or not? Like that's all it does, is it just checks if it's full or not. Is in group. What the fuck's the name of this group? Grid. Is in group grid. Because that should check if what we're trying to do is this. Wait, no, we want area. Area 2D. I feel like this is not going to work. You know, we want on mouse entered. We don't want on area entered. We want, while we're holding the thing and dragging it over a area. Yeah. Yeah, no, we want this to be like this. This is when we're hovering over this node's thing. Can I just quick drag this in, please? Damn it. Can I not do signals between scenes? It'd be really cool if you could. Right now we have function on mouse entered, which isn't even fucking hooked up, apparently, to a signal. Please? Okay, fine then. I'll just look up, can I connect a signal between scenes? Um. I'm just reading through this thing real quick. So theoretically, I can do this just through a bit of coding, not just like right click on stuff. So someone just asked directly on the Reddit. Shape of how to enter the key. This guy says it seems like a valid answer. I'm just checking this thing. Function ready. Okay, so they're connecting things together. Hmm. Metagross! Ew, gross. Sticky. Okay, so what I'm learning is I have to figure out signals more. So basically, I can have something send out a signal. Facebook is pretty gross. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the area can like send out a signal whenever something is hovered over it. And then the creature can pick up on that signal and say, hey, I'm hovering over something that's valid for me to put down in. The problem is that I'm trying to figure out how the fuck to do that. So give the creature one shape, which could just be, but I need it to be whenever my mouse hovers over a thing. So that puts us back into the area 1.gd, where on mouse entered, if we're dragging something and we let go, if it's full, fuck off, I'm full. Else, so it means if we're not full, then it could try and chain and grab that node that just got dropped on it. But how the fuck do we know which node or which creature we're trying to drop on it? We would have to keep track of that specific node or that specific creature. Ha. All right. What I'm thinking. So I'm thinking I probably need to just mark down notes of where I am and call that a stream. My brain is fried. I am tired. I'm at the stage where I just have to look up tutorials on exactly what I'm trying to do. And while it probably would be helpful, and you know, I would be learning backwards from all this stuff, I already went through a 6-minute long video and it took me 2 hours to implement it fully. And that was a simple thing. So here's what we're gonna do. Detect, oh my god. Detect, win, and thing and item, and the area should send out a signal if it is full when I drag said item over it, look into signals between scenes. Here's what we got to so far. Fuck, I need to comment this all out. Here's unpass. Oh, fuck. Here's what we got so far. We can spawn in creatures. That works just fine. And I can move them around. And they go back to their original location because they do not know it when they are over another valid location. You can grab them on any spot on the shape. And it works. And it keeps where your spot is on the shape. And of course, when we put in too many, it's like you have no space and just kind of stops. I am very happy with the work so far. Genuinely, this is why I wanted this to be the next game, because this was a lot more complex, a lot more moving parts. I need to know how to do connections between scenes, because what happens when I have to make the next creature and the next creature and then the next creature? There's 4 creatures. So I need to make sure that they're able to communicate between each other well enough and to the locations that they're sitting on well enough. All super important stuff. And this is why I'm learning this stuff, because I need to be able to connect between scenes. But it is also far more complicated than what I did last time. Anyways, yeah, I'll be posting in the Discord. Tomorrow is going to be fucking content warning. I don't know why I can't remember the name of that game. But yeah, tomorrow's going to be content warning. It won't be at the same time as now. That will be much later in the day. Maybe I'll try to squeeze in a little bit earlier in the day, maybe, and try to squeeze in a bit of this earlier in the day. But no promises on that one. But no, that is that. Let me put up the ending scene. Is there a bean online? No one that I am following. Yeah, no one that I'm following currently. All right. Yep, I guess we're kind of let that one go. Thank you all so much for joining me. Mask, you have a good day. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining me. I am really enjoying game design stuffs, but gosh, it's a slow heckin' process, isn't it? I'll see you all tomorrow for game stuffs and the future for future stuffs. I don't know what my work week is this week. It's just kind of all up in the air. So yeah, fucking we'll find out together. See you in the future, and goodbye.